Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a next installment on how to get the Windhund fast, focusing today on being sneaky with the ambush missions. Ambush missions mean you have to take a heavy tank, a medium tank or a tank destroyer, which is from the role sniper and support. If you want to have a full list of vehicles, which that includes, a link is down below which leads you to Tankopedia. And don't forget, in-game, you can use the same mechanics as well. You can use the tank carousel and find out which heavy tanks, medium tanks and tank destroyers you have, which are corresponding to the sniper and support role. Don't forget, these missions can be done from tier 6 till tier 11, which is very convenient for some missions if you prefer to play lower tiers. And don't forget, you have to decide. Do I want to do 279 and 260 missions, or do I want to get the new Windhund, Blackrock and Dravage missions? You have to decide, so you have to click on them. Don't forget that, otherwise you might be a little bit saddened. But with all of that administrative stuff out of the way, let's jump into the first mission. In the first mission, you have to score 6 armor penetrating hits and deal 1000 damage. Well, if you have something like a Jagdpanzer IV or especially an E25, I would say this mission is very simple. The faster your shells come out of your barrel, the easier this mission is. Maybe in lower tiers a little bit harder with the alpha damage to get the 1000 damage, but I believe it is a very simple mission. You can do it also in the Foch B or Leopard 1. I personally did in the Stridswan 103 because, hey, come on, 6 pens with that gun is very simple. In the number 2, you need to be top player in your team by XP earned. Well, it sounds a little bit odd, but tier 10 is actually a little bit easier than tier 11. Or, and it sounds even numbered, tier 8 is a lot easier than tier 10 when you are in the same game. You just need to have a pretty all-rounder easy game, because a tier 10 vehicle gets far less XP shooting tier 8 tanks, while you will get much more XP shooting tier 9 and tier 10 tanks in your tier 8 vehicles. Personally, I had a close call in the Guerrilla 15, but alas, a tier 8 tank was much better. I had a little bit more XP, even though he did far less. Again, XP multiplier. I personally then did it in the DBV. Very important, you need to do it in your team, not in both teams, which is something which happens in another mission strain. So, yeah. Also, if you lose, it's actually a little bit easier, I would say, because in the loss, the XPs are much closer together, so you have a chance to be on top. In number 3, we have our first OR mission, which is you have to destroy an enemy vehicle before receiving any damage to your vehicle, or cause at least 2000 damage to enemy medium and tank destroyers. Look, you could obviously snipe in the back and be sneaky breaky to try and get a kill. Again, you could play this in the E25, that's not a big deal. Personally, I suggest that the Foch B and the Leopard 1 are great. Leopard 1 to yoink a kill while still being full HP, or doing the 2000 damage to enemy medium tanks and tank destroyers, or play the Foch B, which I did. I played the Foch B and searched myself a tasty target and then unga bungaed into his face to get the 2000 damage. Very simple. Number 4 is another OR mission where you have to do 1500 damage to enemy medium tanks, or destroy an enemy vehicle which was outside of your range of view, or your view range. Now, this mission might be very easy if you just play something which is sniping, like Stridswagen 103B, Leopard, or you go for the 1500 damage to enemy medium tanks. If you play something like a Batchat, would be very simple as well. I personally was a dickhead because I played the MBTB and may or may not have completely obliterated a 140. I'm very sorry, but yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I know, it's disgusting. In number 5, you have to kill 2 medium or light tanks, both work, or kill an enemy vehicle which was spotted by you. Now, if you want to go for the kills, I think the Leopard 1 is a fantastic tank. It is very reliable to kill. I personally decided to do that mission in the Foch B, because with the Foch B you can unga bunga, press W, spot somebody for yourself and then murder them. By the way, an enemy spotted by you. This mission is a little bit buggy. At least I noticed it on the Dravage, where I spotted somebody, like I saw it down below that I spotted him again. but he was already spotted previously. I killed him. In game it didn't showcase that it worked, but out of the game it showed me that it worked. So keep that in mind. Don't be afraid. Number 6 might already start to be a little bit more annoying because you have to do 5 armor penetrating hits in a row. This can be fairly difficult if you don't have the right tools. For example, the Leopard 1 is a fantastic tank for that mission because you have a lot of pen, you have a reliable gun. K91, same thing, a lot of pen, reliable gun. Leopard might be a little bit easier, or obviously Stridswagen 103 and the 103B. These ones are great. And especially the Stridswagen 103B, you can play it a little bit more aggressive due to its armor layout, which I did. And I did it on Studzianki. I basically traded against some medium tanks, and I made it extra careful, extra safe, and that's how we finished that mission fairly easily. In number 7, and now we are going to get into the Leopard 1 shenanigans, you have to do and spot or assist 4000 damage, aka do the combined 4000 damage, which we all know and love from our Mark of Excellent grinds. And the Leopard 1 is for me personally just the most convenient one. Leopard PTA definitely also works. Don't forget that Stridswagen 103B will definitely also work. Take something you personally feel comfortable with. And I personally feel comfortable with tier 10, and maybe you don't, so feel free to take something else. Burask, for example, was sold so often already. It's a fantastic support tank for those missions as well. Technically, I think even the Cobra is a support vehicle, and I think you can do 4k damage in that thing as well, but it's disgusting. Number 8, this is where you need to start to be a little bit more tactical. Why tactical? You need to do 2 times your HP in damage, aka the less HP you have, the less damage you have to do. So tanks like the Stridswagen 103, the Stridswagen S1, which only has 1000 hit points, is very convenient for that mission. Why? Well, you just need to do 2000 damage. That is totally doable. Su-130 PM has 1150 HP if I recall correctly, so you need to do 2300 damage. That is a little bit more than 4 rounds of damage. That's totally doable. I personally did it in Leopard 1. Again, I'm a Leopard 1 aficionado, and I still need to grind out the Leopard 120 for Bessat. So yeah, and funnily enough, I did it on Paris with a D3 trick. Do 2000 damage while being unspotted. You can get spotted in between, but at the moment the damage is being done, you are not supposed to be spotted. A fantastic tank for that is, say it with me, Leopard 1. And this is how I did it, also on mines. Technically, the ABV, the Stridswagen 103s, they work as well. The 107 obviously works as well. The FV technically also works. Just do 2 pen hits. Bada bam, bada boom. You done the mission. Just don't get spotted, which you usually shouldn't when you shoot. So, yeah. 2000 damage, it's fairly decent, easily to do. If you have the DBV, also that one works wonders. And as we start to go into the remaining 5 missions, I want to say once again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment your picks. Look, I am a sucker for tier 10. I play a lot of tier 10. I'm not as good as somebody like a Ducky or a Myland or a Skill in them, but I still feel very confident in tier 10 and tier 11 vehicles. If you don't feel that comfortable, feel free to point out a tank you thought, hey, this one is great, this is amazing, and that is why there is still the link down below for the Tankopedia page, so you can search a tank which also benefits to you. I just tried to give you a common idea which tanks are really good and which one worked for me specifically. Number 10. Either kill 4 tanks of at least 2 different tank types, which is a mission which is great if you have a platoon mate so they can prepare the kills for you. Or do 2000 damage in the first 4 minutes of the game. So, boys, doing 2000 damage in the first 4 minutes. Do you remember which tank has more than 2000 clip potential? Forspee. Exactly. That thing is amazing for that mission. It's super simple. I personally did it actually in the 50B. And that's 2 clips, which is also fairly doable. I would say you should be able to do 2000 damage. Again, it's literally 2 clips max, not even. So you can even miss one. And yeah, that's worked very, very simple for me. I can also recommend the Leopard 1. Really good tank. But you need to play something which is a little bit more aggressive. That's why Leopard 1 you can play aggressive. FOSH-B works, 50B works, MBTB works. Yeah. Yes, the one which a lot of people actually struggle with, the high caliber. Once again, if you are able to play consistently well in lower tiers, the lower the tier, the less HP there is, the less total HP you have to do. For example, if you are on tier 7, you might only need to do around 3600 damage. On tier 8, it's around 3800 damage, depending how many HP there are in the game. If you have a mod which showcases you how much the high caliber is, it's a very good indication. Do not forget, you have to do the most damage in the game, and it has to be minimum 20%, and you are not allowed to shoot an ally. Even though you don't do any damage anymore, it is counted in that mission, which might be a little bit annoying. Tanks, if you feel very comfortable in top tier, FOSH-B, Leopard 1, they work great, but you need to do a minimum 6000 damage, which might not be the easiest task to do. If you have the very strong SFAC, that is a great opportunity, because it's like 5 double bongos, and then you are done, because you need to do around 3600 to 4000 damage, depending if you have a tier 8, full tier 8 game, a tier 6 game, or a tier 10 game. It needs a little bit of luck, but you, as a good player, can definitely influence that. At number 12, you truly get to experience a very unique thing. AKA, you turn into a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Because you are not supposed to notice people which are not moving. The good thing is, moving also means if a casemate TD is just turning. That is movement, which is great. And that is why I also think if you want to do this mission, you can do it in the FOSH-B, for example, because you need to do 3500 damage, but you're not allowed to detract them. I highly not recommend using an FV. Why? The FV is very situational, and hitting somebody which is moving might be a lot harder. I personally went for the Leopard 1. K91 definitely will work as well. I think the 140 as well, but I'm actually not sure if the 140 is counted as a support medium, so take that with a grain of salt of Raging being not that smart. But yeah, Leopardo, fantastic tank, works really well for that mission. Earn the Tank Sniper Award. Now this one needs a long explanation. Why exactly? Well, you need to do the most damage at a distance of at least 300 meters. You know, the secondary stat which showcases to you in the post-battle results. Now, you as a player must at least shoot 8 shots. Your accuracy has to be at least 85%. You have to do at least, in these shots you hit, 80% of these have to do damage. Apparently it includes modules, but I'm not entirely sure. The damage has to be more than 1000 HP. And you need to do more damage than you have HP. That's also important. You're not allowed to hit an ally, and it doesn't work for RD, which is an irrelevant thing for us. Now this one actually took me several tries, because I simply didn't have really good sniper maps, and yeah, RNG also sometimes fucks you over. If you hit 3 times in a row at distance the tracks of somebody, it is what it is. Can't really do change that, eh? You need to do damage as well. But 100%, if you have the SFAC, works well. The Stridswagen works well, but obviously the Leopard 1 is fantastic. You have the mobility, you have the daka, and you have the accuracy. K91 will definitely also work in that regard. And another important tip for the Sniper Tank Award is, look, I am a type of person, if I see somebody just showing me their turret, the side of their turret, and it's far away, I still take the shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But with that mission, you might need to wait for them to drive out to purely showcase their full profile to increase the chances of hitting. Because even non-damaging hits, they still count, but obviously you want to do damaging hits. So, yeah. This is what I can tell you. Try to wait for them to show, like, don't take risky shots, basically. Don't take shots on the move, be fully aimed. Number 14. You have to kill an enemy vehicle which you at least cause 1500 damage to. You can be funny and use the FV, which can work, by the way. It definitely can. And I tried it, but it didn't work out for me. And I gave it, I think, 2 or 3 honest attempts, but then it was like, you know what, it's good enough. And which tank is best for that? Obviously the autoloaders. 50B might work, MBTB will work wonderfully, but it's the Fosh B. Fosh B is great because you have kill pressure. You have 2400 damage to an enemy. That means you YOLO them, you kill them, they are dead. Simple as is. You need to have a Fosh B though. And lastly, deal 4500 damage. Well, take it your 10 tier 11 tank you feel comfortable in. It's just a damage mission. If you feel comfortable in 50B, take the 50B. Fosh B, take the Fosh B. Leopard 1, Leopard 1, because Leopardo is just love. And that's it. These are all the 50 missions. Once again, I purely showcase to you which tanks I personally think are the easiest to do the missions in. If you have any other recommendations, let me know in the comment section below. I read all the comments and I find it fantastic to see different tanks I didn't even thought about. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified when the next mission guide is coming, the assistance one. Check out the other one for Vanguard, and yeah, join the Discord as well to have some yaps. My name is RagingRaptor, cheers, and I see you around.